Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and we are here back today at AR Motorcycles with a head-to-head. Now, when you think of adventure-y, off-road, enduro kind of bikes, this is probably the kind of thing you think of, this or the KTM or the BMW, with all the panniers and everything else, ready to take you on a long journey. You certainly don't expect it from a 125. Well, today, that's exactly what we have. Two 125 adventure bikes. So let's ditch this 500 and head on over there. Say get off one of them. So what do we have for you today? Well, we've got this, the Keeway TX125S, and we've got this, the Sinnis Terrain 125. Now the first thing you notice about both the bikes is that they are quite big, as you can see. It's quite a large bike, and when you get on it, it feels quite big as well. These bikes a bit more closely, and we're going to start with the Keeway. Now this one has an 11 brake horsepower 4-stroke carburetor engine with a 5-speed wet multiple clutch. It's good for around 55 to 60 miles an hour. Now what it does have is a 12-litre fuel tank, so it shouldn't be too often between stops, but overall it's actually quite a nice looking bike. It does have red calipers and gold forks, but it's quite understated and a little bit old school looking, especially when you get to this back section. Here it's quite modern, and then you've got sort of old style scrambler off-roader bike with this seat design and this matte black exhaust. Now I quite like it, I'm just not too sure. I do like it. Now even though this back wheel is quite far in, it's still over 2 meters long in length total. The seat height is about 850 millimeters and overall height about 1.1 meters. So as you can see, it's not a tiny bike. It's got the modern upside down forks on the front and a monoshock in the middle there. And overall it weighs 130 kilos until some 100 kilo fat heifer like me gets on it, of course. It is, however, stopped by a 280mm front disc and a 240mm back disc. What it also has is smaller tyres than a lot of its counterparts, with a 90 front tyre and a 110 back tyre. It comes in two different colours, either this grey or a red, and it's got a 1340mm wheelbase. Now it does also have a 225mm ground clearance. That is, of course, until chunky wide arse like me gets on it. But even so, it's still got enough to get over all the little rocks and things you're going to be using it for. But even if you do hit some rocks, it does have this under tray to stop it bouncing up onto the bottom of the engine. So you should be fine. So that brings us on to this, the Sinnis Terrain. And what is very noticeable about this bike, of course, is the 3 boxes. And it may surprise you to hear that these 3 boxes and these crash bars come in the price.
Everything will be alright with the second chance. Part of me is faded, tired of every day, and hoping we can put this stuff far into the past. 1,000 words can never heal, but your 3 words change everything. Being with you in the summer light, and every dream you still shine. I'm stronger, thinking goodbye. I know this time I'm stronger, I can fight. I'm stronger in goodbye.
One slight disadvantage, of course, is that this now weighs 150 kilos. So its 11.1 overhead cam fuel injection engine is working a little bit harder. Therefore, you still get around 55 to 60, the same as the Keeway. Tyres on this are slightly bigger with a 100 front and a 120 back. And the discs are slightly smaller than they are on the Keeway, but with a twin piston caliper on the front, still provides plenty of stopping power. Now overall, personally, I think this is a much better looking bike. It's a lot more modern looking, from this exhaust with the twin exits, to these crash bars, to this, to just the way the styling is. I think it's much more modern, and I absolutely love this. If I was going adventuring, this is what I would have as my bike of choice. It does have a slightly smaller seat height than the Keeway at about 800 millimeters, but it does have some extra little features. So as well as having this nice little screen on here and this great looking dash, it also comes with a USB port, so you can plug in your phone or your GPS device. And it has different color modes, so you can have either orange or a bluey color dashboard. It's little features like that that I find impressive from a manufacturer when they go that just little bit extra. Now what this bike also has is the center stand. So where the Keeway only has the side stand, this can be a little bit more stable if you're taking it off-road. I'm overall extremely impressed with this bike, and I can't really find a fault with it. Now unfortunately the guys here have been so busy getting so many bikes ready for customers for the Great Yarmouth Biker Bash, which we are heading over to a little bit later, so they haven't been able to prepare this to be run. Unfortunately, the Keeway is a Euro 3 model, so it's got a carburetor, so we can't start that one because it's not good to have fuel sitting in the system if the bike hasn't been sold. But this one will be running and riding at a later date, so please watch out for that video. On another note, this also has a 14 litre tank, so just a little bit more than the Keeway. Again, it makes it a little bit heavier, but you can go a little bit further. So let's talk about some prices of these. Well, this Keeway TX is the Euro 3 model, and it comes in at just over £2,000. They are bringing out the Euro 4 injection model, and we'll be reviewing that when that comes in a few weeks' time. That one is going to be around £2,500. This Sinnis Terrain is £2,599, and I think for a bike that has these crash bars, this, the little extra features, all these boxes on, is a fantastic price. And if it was my money, I'd be riding home on this. And that brings us to the end of this episode of Motors for the Masses. Thank you very much for joining us. Please tune in next time, and very soon, because we are now heading over to the Great Yarmouth Motorcycle Takeover 2017. So we'll be bringing you a video from there as well. Until then, please like, subscribe and share this video, and thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed so far. We are now over 800 subscribers, heading up to our 1,000, which is our next target, and our next giveaway, where we'll be giving away an Amazon Echo Dot and some other stuff too. So please look out for that. Until then, please ride carefully, but have fun. Oh, and there's more cars coming soon too. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about the cars. We'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.